So Summerlin is one of the most in-demand communities in all of Las Vegas. But just like anywhere you live, Summerlin has its downsides. In this video, we're going to be going over 5 cons to living in Summerlin. And if this is your first time tuning in, on this channel, we talk about all things Las Vegas. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons so that way you're hit up every time I post a new video. First, let's start with the most obvious one. Summerlin is generally more expensive than other parts of the Las Vegas Valley. Sometimes it can be 18 to 20% more expensive for your mortgage. And I've talked about this other times on my channel, but to be more specific about it, Las Vegas has a lot of communities that have an HOA. In Summerlin, you're generally going to get the master plan community fee plus your HOA. And if you live in a gated community, which Las Vegas has a lot of, then you're going to have to pay a second HOA. So in Summerlin, it's not unheard of for you to have actually 2 HOAs plus a master plan community fee. And that is on top of your mortgage and all other payments that you would have to include with your house. And this brings me to the next con of living in Summerlin. You're actually going to get a lot less house for the amount of money that you pay. That's because the price per square foot in Summerlin is usually higher. Also, there's a premium on land. So what you're going to see a lot of times in Summerlin is you're going to have homes that could be very nice homes that have smaller backyards, front yards, or side yards. Some might not have one of those at all. It is possible to find land in Summerlin if you're purchasing a home. Keep in mind that if you do that, you're going to be paying a premium and you're going to have a lot more competitive offers looking for the same type of home. Another con to living in Summerlin is the distance it is from the airport and the strip. See, Summerlin is on the northwest part of the Las Vegas Valley. That means it's about 25 minutes away from the airport. But if you have traffic, then that can easily shoot up to 30 and sometimes 45 minutes. And that's one direction. Now imagine if you have to pick someone up from the airport and you got to go 45 minutes each way. Now that's not going to happen very often in Las Vegas, but it can happen in Summerlin. Also, if you like to go to the strip a lot, maybe you want to hang out down there or maybe you even work down there, then Summerlin might not be the place for you if you want to shorten your commute time. If you're a person who travels to and from California, then Summerlin might not be the place for you, as Summerlin is one of the furthest places away from where the 15 opens up into a clear freeway. Part of the reason that Summerlin is such a great neighborhood is that it's self-sufficient, but that self-sufficiency means that it's further away from all the amenities that the rest of Las Vegas has to offer. My name is Omar Willis and I'm a realtor in the Las Vegas area. If you're even thinking about purchasing a home in Las Vegas, could be in a few weeks, a few months, even a few years, it's best to start the process early. And I love the opportunity to earn your business. Everything you need to reach me is in the description box below. So I've lived in a bunch of places actually. I've lived in other major cities like Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., and Seattle. And what I've noticed in those major cities is that there are pockets that you can live in and you can walk to the grocery store, walk to the post office. Sometimes you can walk to work. Well, Summerlin is not one of those places. It's not very walkable. The way that it's designed, it has a lot of cul-de-sacs, a lot of streets that are winding, the properties are spread out. So Summerlin's not a very walkable place. You're definitely going to want to use a car. There's some shopping areas in Summerlin where you can walk store to store or restaurant to store. But outside of those, and by those I mean there's downtown Summerlin, Tavali Village, there's also Boca Park. Outside of those ones, you're not really going to have areas where you can walk. So that's something you definitely want to keep in mind. Okay, so for the last con that I'm going to mention in this video, I actually think it's kind of a spin where people don't really think about too often. If you live outside of Summerlin, you can still use a lot of the amenities in Summerlin. By that I mean you can still go to Red Rock Casino, Red Rock Canyon, you can still go to the ballpark, you can still go to downtown Summerlin, Boca Park, Tavali Village. You can still do all of those things. And since you do have to drive anyways, if you live in Summerlin, living right outside of the area, not a very big deal when you consider that you're going to be gaining money in terms of paying for your home, and you could potentially get a larger home for your money, but also you get to use the amenities of Summerlin. In addition to that, you most likely will be closer to other amenities in Las Vegas because Summerlin is one of the furthest out communities. Now there are some communities that are a little bit further, but like I said, you're gonna probably, most likely, be closer to the airport, closer to the strip, closer to downtown Las Vegas. I myself live right outside of Summerlin in the Spring Valley area. And living there allows me to have access to the fun stuff in Summerlin, but also I'm only 10 minutes away from the Strip and only a little bit further away from the airport. The house that we were able to purchase is larger and it has a pool. And these are some of the things that you can do or take advantage of if you choose to live outside of Summerlin. So I hope the information in this video was helpful. If you're looking to learn more about Las Vegas, click one of the videos on screen that make the most sense to you.